How can you save employers' national insurance? So in this video, we're going to look at 3 ways in which you can save employers' national insurance. With the recent budgets announcements, it's never been more important to look at this area and potentially see how you could make some savings. So number 1 is pension salary exchange or salary sacrifice. So the way this works is when an employee is enrolled into a pension scheme with your employer, they have to have a total of 8% contributions. The traditional way is 5% is the employee contribution and 3% is the employer contribution. Under a pension exchange salary sacrifice scheme, the employee can decide to sacrifice salary in replacement for pension contributions so that their 5% contribution is shifted to be an employer contribution. The way this saves employers' national insurance is the employee's salary is at a reduced level, meaning less salary is accessible to employers' national insurance, and also for the employee, it's less accessible to employee national insurance. So this scheme is a win-win for the employee and the employer. Both sides make savings on the national insurance. This is a great scheme. We offer it to our team, and also the team can choose to do higher levels of contributions, and the higher level of the contributions and the higher amount of salary sacrifice, the more the savings are. Now, a downside to an employee can be that you have less of a salary declared, meaning if you're going for a mortgage or something, or a loan, your gross salary is less. So it's just an area to mention to your employees. I'd recommend working with a firm called Magi to administer this scheme. We work with them. It's a brilliant online platform. They do the training of the team on how it works. They do education for the team on financial planning and planning for their futures. I'm not getting paid to advertise them. It's just a recommendation of a firm we use. I'll put a link in the comments if you want to take a look at what they can offer. Number 2 is other salary sacrifice schemes. There can be very many different salary sacrifice schemes you can offer your employees. Could be electric car salary sacrifice, car leasing, nursery fees, parking, gym memberships. There's lots of options available. So it's one to look into, and it works in a similar way to I've just described with the pensions, where employees take less of a gross salary in replacement for a different benefit. They get assessed less on a less salary, so less national insurance. These schemes can have their quirks, so I would recommend taking advice before you implement any, especially schemes like cycle to work schemes, and they do come with their quirks and complications, so do take advice before implementing any of these salary sacrifice schemes. But they can be a great way to save both the employee and the employer national insurance. Lastly is to look at efficiencies in your current systems and team to see if you can work at the same level you are now without having to take on additional salary costs. And with those salary costs will now come additional employers' national insurance. So this could be reviewing your systems, processes, everything with your business to see if you can make some savings. And if you don't already systemize your business, it's highly recommendable to do so. If you think McDonald's, they're a great example of a business which is so highly systemized, they're enabled to run big restaurants with a team of young, inexperienced team members. And that's all down to their systems. So it can be incredibly important in any size business to document your systems, have processes for everything to enable you to get those time savings, especially if a business where you have repeatable tasks that are done over and over again. If you can gain a few minutes savings here and there, which is then done multiple times over the year, you could see potentially huge time savings over a year. The other thing is to review how you're using things. So for example, in our industry, if you're using Xero and Dext for your bookkeeping and doing your financial management, they have incredible automations and time saving features. And if you're not using those, you're not taking full advantage of the things that you're paying for. So that can be a great example from where we might be able to help is review your Xero and Dext use, make sure you're doing all the potential time saving tips available to free up time to be able to grow the business. So that was number 3. And if you need any advice or help with any of these things I've mentioned in this video and are looking to save employers' national insurance, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks.